Hello there, survivors, and welcome back to ARK Survival Ascended. Today we're continuing our adventure in ARK Medieval Guilds and Goblins. We're gonna try and get ourselves a beaver tamed, because that will improve the efficiency of one of our crafting stations, as well as get started on this goblin camp base that we're working on by adding in the first hut design so that we have a safe space to live and sleep before we get going and start working on all the different buildings that we'll need for all of the different crafting stations and goblins that our camp will host. I can't wait to get started on some proper builds using the structures in this mod with the procedural generation that they have. Let me know down in the comments below as well if you would like to see some build videos and maybe even build tutorials using these structures. For now, let's get into it. Okay, I've come to this place in the hopes of finding some beavers. But it's definitely not the safest place because we got a baryonyx over there. We got a rex in the distance as well. So, yeah, I'm not quite sure how we're going to do it. Well, finding the beavers is not going to be difficult. Just grabbing the cementing paste, which is actually the best way now to get that, because otherwise I will need to progress a lot more before I can make it myself, because the mortar and pestle doesn't actually allow you to make it right now. Right, let's see if we can get this done. I think we might have hit the Diplo baby, and this is quite a strong baryonyx as well, but we should be fine. Oh, the Rex has come close too. That's not great. That's definitely not working in my favor that the Rex is now right here. So yeah, what I did do is I did tame some new raptors in between, some higher level ones, and bred them up. So we have a decent raptor now to go about, because that is kind of crucial for me. Because especially when bringing back tames, there's no cryos now. So yeah, we need to be able to handle some things. This, however, could be a problem. I also did some goblin camps and I found a crossbow, so we now have a pretty good way to tame things. But we just need to, well, first of all, find some beavers, but I would assume they are here. Oh, there's actually another goblin camp right here as well now. We might as well give it a go, I suppose, whilst we're here. And if there is a goblin camp, yeah, we can actually go inside with the raptor, which makes it a little bit easier because, well, I don't have to do my fighting myself. They have crazy knockback though, these goblins. There we go, that was all of them. And of course, they spawn more goblins as soon as you open the chest, or I'll destroy the chest, I suppose. But we can easily kill them with the raptor, I think. I think in the future, there's also going to be more goblin strongholds and stuff to visit and fight. Ah, this wasn't a really exciting drop, but it's definitely worth checking because I've gotten some crazy loot from the other ones that I've found so far. So yeah, definitely something worth keeping our eyes out on. But yeah, the beavers are probably in this lake. However, that Rex is really messing with my plans. I think my best shot might be to grab something out of here and then lead the beavers away. If they are even here. I'm pretty sure there are here. Maybe they're not in range of the dam? Oh, I don't think so, because they would have been here by now. Alright, let's look around the lake, because I don't know if they're actually there. Maybe they're not. I mean, I just figured because there was a dam there would be... Oh? Some beavers. There's a beaver here with a baby. We're gonna have to give this a go. Hopefully, this isn't going too crazy. Oh no, there's a second beaver. I think, however, this crossbow might save the day. There we go. That's the one. Because this is an ascended crossbow that I found in a drop in one of those goblin camps. Oh, seems like I'm hungry or something. Well, let's first knock this guy out. There we go. Both knocked. Both knocked. That's good. That is very good. But yeah, this is a very good crossbow. As you can see, nice and high damage. So that's going to help us greatly. Okay, they are actually quite high level. And there's a female baby, which isn't ideal. But if we can bring those home, that would be quite nice. The Rex, however, is coming quite close, so I might have to go in and save these guys and try to get the Rex away. Because he's gonna get ore. And this is my best chance whilst he's fighting the Bronto. Just gotta give the Bronto a fighting chance. Okay, so we are good. We are good. We are totally good. Now we just wait, tame these beavers, and then hopefully also claim the baby. The baby is going to be really annoying to bring home, though, since I can't pick it up. Getting a flyer at some stage would be really quite helpful. There's no RGs on this map. There's no pterodons on this map. Owl griffins would be our first flyer that we could get, unless we add different flyers to the map. All right, there we go. We got the first one tamed up. We've got the little baby tamed up. And now all we need is this last one to tame. And then try to bring them home safely, which is... yeah, that's going to be something. Because they need to follow me. I have no way of cryoing them. So they just kind of need to follow me on my raptor slowly up. And hope that we don't run into anything too bad. And especially the baby, because... that is gonna be quite slow, I would imagine. So yeah, this is gonna take me a while, and I really am gonna have to pray that I don't run into anything too big, too teethy, because that is gonna be an issue if we do. The beavers themselves, they should be fine. They should be fine. So we should definitely get one of them at least on the crafting station, but the baby might not make it, but it would be good because then we have a breeding pair. Okay, we've made it up the ramp and we've made it to this little river that we need to cross onto the plains, and then we just need to take a left turn and we're at the goblin camp. So we might be able to pull this off, but this is also where I've seen the most dangers along the road, so we will see. We will see. So far, it looks okay. There's some Rexes to the left, but we're going straight ahead. And on the way here, there's only some Raptors that I should be able to take care of quite easily. But yeah, It's been really fun, you know, just being here and waiting for them to follow me up. And then I guess sometimes just get stuck. Looks like just normal raptors, so at least no berserk. Oh, it is a berserk one though. That's terrible. Yeah, if that attacks, we're done. Like, it is game over for my tames. Maybe not the raptor, but the other ones definitely are gone then. Oh, well, this is fun. Well. Better get this guy down. Think we should be good. Whew, and the baby made it as well. He's coming. That is too close for comfort, all right? All right, let's keep moving, guys. Let's keep moving. We should be there now. Just past this little gap, and then we should see our gates, and hopefully we can actually do this, because this costs a lot of time, so it would be a shame for it to go wrong now on the home stretch, but it is ARK, so expect that to definitely happen. Oh god. Please no. Please no. Please no. It looks safe enough. There we go. It looks like we're actually going to make this, so that's a miracle. That's a first in ARK. We're just gonna cross the empty field. And we're back at base. So we got our beaver friends. If the baby grows up, we have a breeding pair to use. And we have a spare one that we can instantly put on one of the crafting stations to boost speed. So that is really, really good. That is done. Now we bring this guy. I think it was over here. Beaver. There we go. And there he goes. He's on top of there. So yeah, he should help with the efficiency of this carpentry station. What is it? Lumber? What is it called? Yeah, the carpenter refining station. There it is. All right, well, that's another station with a dino. I really love this feature, though. That is really good. Oh, yeah, this is, by the way, my new temporary setup. Oh, some of them have glitched. This is currently a bug. They're working on fixing this. But, yeah, we got a lot of the stations, everything pretty much that I've got unlocked. So, yeah, we got a bunch of these stations and goblins. I've been grinding a little bit. This is the temporary zone. So this is where we have everything set up so that I can work on all the things. And then slowly, one by one, we'll be starting to build them houses and workstations in the goblin camp. So we can move them away from this little ugly bit and into a proper base inside of our walls. But, yeah, we got all of them ready, all the stations, some of those that we already knew and used before. Oh yeah, this is certainly a little bit creepy. And then of course we have our vulture here and our microraptor there. Yeah, it's all working. It's all a nice setup. I figured it would be better because at first I had them still at the beach and I had to move back and forth every time. I also tried to move over all of the other tames. You might have noticed they're all here. Only the raptor and this parasaur made it. The other parasaur and the mush chops died along the way. So that wasn't very successful. But at least we have the parasaur for berries. That's all we really need. And then I tamed some new raptors that are over here for breeding that are better level. And that will, yeah, get the job done. And then for now, at least we have an extra vulture. So I've been using that as my little shoulder pet friend. Why not? Seems quite useful. And there's a bunch of tames actually that we need. Let's do a little round and see what we need. So we need we need one for this. We need an ankylo for this one. That makes sense, I suppose. We got that one. That's just my bed. Nothing here. Here we need a Carbonemus. Oh, that's interesting. For this one, we need the Mesopithecus. And then here we need a Compy. So yeah, we still have some interesting tames, some shoulder pads, and some proper tames as well to get us going. But I find that really fun because some of these creatures I never or rarely tame anyway. So it's quite fun to have to go and seek them out. Well, you don't need them, but of course they really boost productivity. So it's you might as well get them. I think that's going to be a really fun aspect of this. But one of the fun aspects that we're going to start working on, I think I'm going to make myself a little goblin starter house in this camp. Okay, I've been hard at work to make our first little goblin hut out here. And yeah, I think it turned out pretty nice. So I went for a round shape. I mean, obviously inspired by all the camps that we can find out in the world where the goblins live. And yeah, this is going to be my home sweet home inside our big goblin camp that hopefully before long will be filled with all sorts of buildings for the goblins to work at, with all the crafting stations that we temporarily now have outside here, of course. Also the beaver still hard at work. And yeah, this is where I will be living. I will have a roommate for the time being. We will have Bob the goblin right here with us because he's my best friend. And at some point when we get to it, we'll be... Oh, it's very foggy out here now. But yeah, at some point we will be building the chieftain's hut, of course, and that is where Bob will live, because of course a goblin as magnificent as Bob would be the chieftain of this camp. So yeah, I went for a nice and easy little cozy design, so it's a nice rounded shape in here. We got a crafting station, although I didn't take away my original one because all my stuff is kind of in there. So I just placed an extra crafting station because I figured that would be nice to have right here in my little house. We got some benches to enjoy a little campfire here in the middle. I added some decoration, so a little bit of storage / decoration here in this corner. My respawn point. I had some of these trophy shields on the wall just to hopefully at some point detail the room even more. Maybe we'll do boss fights at some point and we'll hang the trophies that we get on the wall, or also just Rex heads we could probably hang. But yeah, I think we have a nice and cozy interior, and I actually really love building in this pack. If it's not foggy, I could show you. Of course, we already saw the procedural generation in some of the crafting stations and the clay structures, but here you see a lot better, and it's really cool to build with. So for example, this little quarter wall is mostly bones, but then here the quarter wall is just hide again, and then there's a lot of these cool variations. You can also see it on some of the roof pieces. Like this is mostly just leather, and then here we have some more bone sticking through it, which is really cool. Also just the detail on some of these build pieces as well, with like the little trike heads above the entrance. That looks amazing. The pillars and the beams, they kind of randomize and get different shapes, which is just really cool. It adds a lot of character into the build without having to go crazy with detailing and building yourself, because this is a relatively easy build. But yeah, I did still enjoy it. Definitely let me know, by the way, if you would like to see some build tutorials or build videos with this mod, because I do think you can build some truly incredible things with this. And I think for my survival playthrough, I will focus on this little goblin camp over here, but I might be doing some additional work on other bases, other builds, just separate to this in creative, maybe trying out some of the other build structure sets that are also in here, because I definitely think that's going to be worth it to check out, because this is so cool. You can see it here in the window, which is bones and ropes, and then the other window over here, that's more leather again. Really like these little subtle changes, but that does a lot if you're building like bigger builds and like towns that you're basically going to end up building for all of these different workstations, you know. I think that's going to be a really fun part of this mod and of this series. I also added in a little graveyard for shark bait or first parasaur, also a first name tame. Also reminds me that we definitely should come up with names for the tames, especially the ones that I use. Maybe not necessarily the ones that we just use for the crafting stations, but the ones that we use and go out on, they should have a name so that we can remember them in case it ever happens again and we lose them, you know. So if you have some name suggestions or you want a creature named after you, leave that down in the comments below as well, and who knows, you might show up in the series one day. But yeah, I'm quite happy with this first result. I decided, you know what, it's convenient space because it's quite close to where my temporary workspace is right now, and then eventually I'll just be over here in this little corner, and the whole camp or village will just kind of sprawl out from here. And the most important things will probably have quite central here around where this big rock is right now, so that it's just always nice and convenient to get to. So I did also add some extra details here on the outside. A little cage seemed fitting for this style, and then I don't really ever use the war drums, but I figured for here it might be nice because yeah, it feels fitting for the goblins. So yeah, we also have a drums now. I guess this is what we can do every time over here, I suppose. But yeah, I just figured that I wanted some detailing around the place, because I obviously don't want to waste too much resources. But yeah, I do think that this look quite nice. Let me know what you think, and if you've got any other ideas for goblin builds that I should do here in this camp, let me know that as well. There's a lot of requests, but yeah, please, the more involved you are, the more fun this series will be, I think. But that is definitely a very nice little addition in my opinion. So yeah, I like the way that looks, and I can't wait to keep working on this little town and camp and grow it out to one big cozy place.